stop scrolling right now, because the tiny coin we're about to reveal has shocked collectors across America. A single old penny forgotten in jars, lost in couch cushions, and ignored for decades, has secretly become one of the most searched Lincoln wheat pennies in the coin collecting world. And the craziest part? Some people may still have one hiding in their homes without realizing it. Imagine discovering that an ordinary-looking 1950 penny with a tiny D mint mark could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition and hidden features. Tonight, we're uncovering the mystery, value, rare errors, and collector obsession behind the legendary 1950 D Lincoln wheat penny. And before this video ends, you may start checking every old penny you own. The 1950 D Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint during a fascinating time in American history. The United States was booming after World War II. Families were growing, businesses were expanding, and coins flowed through the economy faster than ever before. Pennies were used every single day for candy, newspapers, groceries, and bus fares. Millions of Lincoln cents were produced to keep up with demand, including the famous 1950 D Wheat Penny. The small D beneath the date stands for Denver, and that tiny mint mark is extremely important to collectors. On the front of the coin appears Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Above his head are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left is Liberty, and to the right is the year 1950 with the D mint mark below it. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the famous wheat ears design that gave these coins the nickname wheat pennies. 2 wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, while E pluribus unum stretches across the top. This iconic design remained in production until 1958 and became one of the most loved coin designs in American history. Now here's where things become exciting. Even though over 334 million 1950 D pennies were minted, condition changes everything. Most examples entered circulation and became worn over decades of use. Those coins are common and usually worth only a small premium. But collectors are willing to pay serious money for high-grade examples. Uncirculated coins that still retain their original mint luster are much more valuable. Under light, these coins display a glowing cartwheel effect across the surface. And with copper coins, color matters tremendously. Collectors divide copper pennies into 3 categories: brown, red-brown, and red. Brown coins have darkened over time. Red-brown examples retain some original color. But the most valuable coins are full red examples, meaning they still shine with bright orange-red mint color even after more than 70 years. Finding a 1950 D Wheat penny with full red surfaces and almost flawless condition is extremely difficult, and those rare examples can become very valuable. Professional grading, companies use a scale from 1 to 70 to grade coins. Even tiny differences in grade can dramatically affect value. A nearly perfect gem quality example may sell for hundreds or even thousands because so few survived in pristine condition. But there's another reason collectors search for this coin: mint errors. During production, mistakes sometimes happened at the mint. One popular variety is the repunched mint mark, also called an RPM. Back then, mint marks were punched into dies by hand. Sometimes the D was punched more than once, creating overlapping impressions visible under magnification. Collectors also search for doubled dies, where parts of the lettering or date appear doubled because of die-making errors. Off-center strikes are another exciting possibility. Imagine a penny where part of the design is missing because the blank shifted during striking. These dramatic mint mistakes can become highly collectible. People still discover wheat pennies today in bank rolls, estate sales, antique shops, inherited collections, and old jars of change. And here's an important warning: never clean old coins. Many beginners think polishing a coin increases value, but cleaning usually destroys collectible appeal. Professional graders can instantly recognize clean surfaces, and collectors strongly prefer original, untouched coins. The 1950 D Wheat penny remains popular because it combines history, treasure hunting, and the possibility of hidden value. Every coin tells a story. Some traveled through diners and grocery stores during 1950s. Others sat untouched in collections for decades. And somewhere out there right now, another valuable 1950 Wheat penny may still be waiting to be discovered. Maybe it's hidden in an attic. Maybe it's sitting inside an old piggy bank. Or maybe it's already in your pocket change. The 1951 Wheat penny is one of the most popular coins from the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, a collection beloved by millions of collectors around the world. At first glance, the coin seems ordinary. It's small, brown, simple, and easy to overlook. But experienced coin hunters know this penny can become surprisingly valuable depending on its condition, color, strike quality, and rare minting errors. To understand why the 1951 Wheat penny matters, we need to travel back to the early 1950s. America was changing rapidly after World War II. Factories were booming, highways were expanding, and millions of Americans were using coins every single day. Pennies bought candy, newspapers, bus rides, and everyday essentials. During this era, the Denver Mint worked nonstop, producing Lincoln cents for circulation across the country. More than 625 million 1951 Wheat pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, making it one of the higher mintage wheat pennies of the era. The small D beneath the date stands for Denver, and that mint mark is one of the first things collectors examine. On the front of the coin is Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909. This design became historic because it marked the first time a real person appeared on a circulating American coin. Above Lincoln's head are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left appears Liberty, while the year 1951 and the small D mint mark appear on the right side. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the classic wheat reverse design that made these pennies famous. Two wheat stalks curve along the edges surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top appears the Latin phrase E pluribus unum. This reverse design became one of the most iconic images in American coin history, and today, wheat pennies remain among the most collected coins in the world. Now here's where things become exciting. Even though hundreds of millions of 1951 Wheat pennies were produced, condition changes everything. Most surviving examples entered circulation immediately after leaving the mint. They passed through countless hands, cash registers, diners, grocery stores, and vending machines. Over decades, these coins became worn, scratched, faded, and damaged. Today, heavily circulated examples are common and usually worth only a small premium over face value. But collectors are not searching for average coins. They want exceptional examples. Uncirculated 1951 Wheat pennies are far more desirable because they still retain sharp details and original mint luster. Under bright light, original luster creates a glowing spinning effect across the coin surface known as the cartwheel effect. This beautiful shine is one of the most important features collectors look for. Copper coins like the 1951 Wheat penny are also judged by color. Over time, copper naturally changes because of oxidation. Because of this, grading companies divide copper coins into 3 categories: brown, and red. Brown coins have fully toned dark over the decades. Red-brown coins retain a mixture of red and brown surfaces. But the most valuable examples are full red coins, coins that still glow with vibrant orange-red mint color even after more than 70 years. Preserving copper in full red condition is incredibly difficult. Exposure to air, moisture, fingerprints, and environmental conditions slowly changes the surface color. That's why high-grade red examples are especially valuable. Professional grading companies evaluate coins using a numerical scale from 1 to 70. Even tiny differences in grade can dramatically affect value. For example, an average uncirculated coin may sell for a modest amount, while a near-perfect gem-quality example with blazing red surfaces could sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars because so few survive in pristine condition. Collectors compete fiercely for elite-quality examples. But condition alone isn't the only reason collectors love the 1951 Wheat penny. Minting errors create another level of excitement. During production at the Denver Mint, mistakes occasionally happened. These errors transformed ordinary pennies into collectible treasures. One of the most famous varieties is the repunched mint mark, also called an RPM. Back in 1951, mint marks were punched into coin dies by hand. Sometimes the D mint mark was accidentally punched more than once, leaving overlapping impressions visible under magnification. Collectors carefully inspect the mint mark searching for these varieties because they can significantly increase value. Another exciting possibility is double dies. A double die occurs when parts of the design appear doubled because of errors during die creation. Collectors examine the date, lettering, and Lincoln's portrait searching for visible doubling. Strong double die examples can become highly valuable because they are rare and visually dramatic. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error type. Imagine a penny where part of the design is missing because the blank planchet shifted during striking. These dramatic mint errors can command strong premiums, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible. Collectors also search for clipped planchets, die cracks, lamination errors, and strike-through errors. Every error coin tells a story about what happened during the minting process. And incredibly, people still discover wheat pennies today. Collectors continue searching through bankrolls, estate sales, antique shops, flea markets, inherited collections, and old jars of coins hoping to uncover hidden treasures. Imagine opening an old family coin box untouched for decades. Inside are rows of faded wheat pennies collected long ago. Most seem ordinary, until one bright 1951, D penny catches your eye with sharp details and glowing red surfaces. That moment of discovery is what makes coin collecting so addictive, because hidden treasure may still exist in places nobody expects. But there's one major mistake every collector should avoid. Never clean old coins. This is one of the biggest beginner mistakes in the hobby. Many people believe polishing a coin will increase its value, but cleaning usually destroys collector appeal. Professional graders can instantly recognize clean surfaces because they develop unnatural shine and tiny scratches. Collectors strongly prefer original, untouched coins, even when they appear dark or toned naturally over time. That's why serious collectors store coins carefully in protective holders, capsules, or certified slabs to prevent damage from fingerprints, humidity, and environmental exposure. Another important factor affecting value is strike quality. Not every 1951 D-wheat penny was struck equally. Some display weak details because the dies became worn or the striking pressure varied. Others show razor-sharp wheat lines and crisp details across Lincoln's portrait. Strongly struck coins are more desirable because they fully showcase the beauty of the design. Toning can also affect collector demand. Some collectors love blazing red examples, while others appreciate naturally toned coins displaying shades of gold, orange, blue, or rich chocolate brown. Every coin becomes unique over time. The 1951 D-wheat penny remains incredibly popular because it appeals to every type of collector. Beginners enjoy it because circulated examples are affordable. Advanced collectors chase flawless gem-quality red specimens. Error collectors hunt for rare mint mistakes. History lovers appreciate the connection to post-war America. And treasure hunters love the idea that valuable coins may still be hiding somewhere unnoticed. That excitement keeps the Lincoln Wheat series alive generation after generation. And even today, the search continues. Collectors still search through pennies hoping to spot wheat ears on the reverse of an old coin. Families still discover forgotten collections hidden in attics and closets. Estate sales still reveal jars filled with old coins saved decades ago. And somewhere right now, another extraordinary 1951 D-wheat penny is waiting to be discovered. Maybe it's hidden inside a piggy bank. Maybe it's buried in a dusty drawer. Maybe it's sitting unnoticed inside an inherited coin album. Or maybe it's already in your house right now, waiting for you to notice it. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is one of the most fascinating coins in American coin collecting history. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary. Abraham Lincoln on the front, wheat stalks on the back, a copper color that millions of Americans carried in their pockets during 1950s. But hidden inside this common-looking coin are secrets that can dramatically change its value. First, let's talk about what no mint mark actually means. On Lincoln Wheat Pennies, the mint mark appears below the date on the front of the coin. If there's a tiny D, the coin came from Denver. If there's an S, it came from San Francisco. But if there's no mint mark at all, the penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1957, Philadelphia produced an enormous number of pennies, which means millions still exist today. But not all of them are equal. Most people think old equals valuable. That's not true in coin collecting. Condition is everything. Two identical 1957 wheat pennies can have wildly different prices depending on wear, color, and mint quality. A heavily worn penny might only be worth a few cents, but a bright red, uncirculated example could sell for far more than most people imagine. Now here's where things get exciting. The 1957 wheat penny is famous because collectors constantly search for rare, minting abnormalities and high-grade examples. Some of these coins survived in nearly perfect condition for decades. Others were accidentally struck with unusual features that turned them into collectibles overnight. One of the biggest reasons collectors love the 1957 no mint mark penny is its connection to the legendary double die era. While the famous 1955 double die penny often steals the spotlight, many collectors carefully inspect 1957 pennies, hoping to discover unusual doubling, strong strike details, or rare errors that escaped into circulation unnoticed. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change worth more than an entire paycheck simply because of a tiny detail almost nobody else can see. That's why experienced collectors inspect every letter, every number, and every edge under magnification. Now, let's talk value. A circulated 1957 no mint mark wheat penny is usually worth a small premium over face value because it contains historical appeal and collector demand. Depending on condition, many sell between a few cents and several dollars. But once you move into higher mint state grades, prices begin climbing rapidly. Coins graded MS65 red or higher by professional grading services can command serious money. Why? Because finding a perfectly preserved copper coin from the 1950s is much harder than people realize. Copper is sensitive. It darkens. It spots. It scratches easily. Most pennies from that era entered circulation immediately and became worn down through everyday use. So, when collectors find a blazing red example with sharp details and original mint luster, competition becomes intense. And then there are errors. Error coins are where ordinary pennies become legendary. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, repunched mint marks on other dates, and doubled features can transform a 1-cent coin into a high-dollar collectible. Even subtle mistakes can attract enormous interest from serious numismatists. Many people accidentally spend these coins because they never learned what to look for. Think about that for a second. Rare coins are still circulating, hidden in drawers, coin jars, piggy banks, old collections, estate boxes, forgotten envelopes. People unknowingly hand valuable coins to cashiers every single day. And the 1957 wheat penny, without a mint mark, is exactly the kind of coin collectors recommend checking carefully. Now, let's examine the design itself. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the word Liberty. The date 1957 appears to the right. And the phrase "In God We Trust" curves across the top edge. Because there's no mint mark below the date, you know it came from Philadelphia. On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top is the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. This classic wheat design was used from 1909 until 1958, making the 1957 penny one of the final wheat cents ever produced before the Lincoln Memorial design replaced it in 1959. That alone gives the coin special historical importance. Collectors love last year and near last year coins because they represent the end of an era. The 1957 wheat penny sits right at the edge of a major design transition in American history. Now, here's something many beginners never realize. Color matters enormously. Coin grading companies often classify copper coins using three color categories: brown, and red. Brown coins have mostly darkened over time. Red-brown coins retain some original mint color, but fully red examples are the most valuable because they still display their original bright copper appearance. A 1957 no mint mark wheat penny graded red can be worth dramatically more than the exact same coin graded brown. That tiny difference can mean hundreds of dollars. And this is exactly why collectors use gloves, coin holders, and careful storage methods. Fingerprints, moisture, and air exposure can permanently reduce value. Now imagine someone finding an old roll of 1957 pennies untouched for decades. That's the dream. Every collector fantasizes about opening a forgotten bankroll and discovering pristine red wheat cents hidden inside. Stories like that happen more often than people think. Families inherit jars of coins without realizing what's inside. Estate sales reveal forgotten collections. Old dressers contain coins untouched since the 1960s. And every single time, collectors hope to see dates like 1957. Now, let's discuss what makes certain coins explode in value. Rarity alone is not enough. Demand matters just as much. The 1957 wheat penny has massive collector demand because Lincoln cents are among the most widely collected coins in the world. Millions of people collect them, from beginners to advanced investors. That huge audience creates constant competition for top-quality examples. When demand rises and top-condition supply remains limited, prices can rise dramatically. And social media has made this even crazier. Videos showing rare pennies selling for huge amounts have inspired millions of people to start checking their change. Coin roll hunting exploded online. Suddenly, everyone wanted to search for hidden treasures in ordinary coins. The 1957 wheat penny became one of the dates people constantly look for because it's old enough to feel historic but still common enough to actually find. That combination keeps interest incredibly high. Now, here's an important warning. Not every 1957 penny is valuable. Some online videos exaggerate prices or show unrealistic auction results. True value depends on authentication, grading, rarity condition, and collector demand at the time of sale. That's why serious collectors often send exceptional coins to professional grading companies for verification. A certified grade provides trust and authenticity, especially for expensive examples. But even if your coin isn't worth thousands, holding a genuine wheat penny from 1957 still feels like holding a piece of American history. Think about the world when this coin was made. Elvis Presley dominated music. Classic cars ruled American roads. The space race was beginning. Families bought groceries with silver coins and copper pennies exactly like this one. That tiny cent survived decades of economic change, world events, and millions of transactions just to end up in someone's hand today. That's what makes coin collecting so addictive. Every coin tells a story, and the 1957 no mint mark wheat penny tells one of the greatest stories of all: how something nearly everyone ignores can quietly become valuable over time. So, before you spend another penny, take a closer look. Check the date. Look for mint marks. Inspect for unusual errors. Examine the color and condition, because hidden among ordinary change could be a wheat penny collectors would love to own. And if you enjoyed uncovering the secrets behind the 1957 wheat penny with no mint mark, make sure you subscribe and keep watching, because the next coin we reveal might be worth far more than anyone expects, and it could already be hiding in your pocket right now.